Guys, welcome back to Geeks Wargaming and welcome to our latest Horus Heresy battle report. And welcome back to Ed, who's not been on the channel for some time.
Has been a while.
It's definitely been a while. So we've got his death card back on the channel today. Mission we're doing is Shatter Strike, so that's where you've got to get into each other's deployment zone really to get the most victory points.
Yeah.
But then deployment, we're doing ambush. So that's when there's a big 36-inch bubble in the middle of the board and then 12 inches each side. So that's going to make this mission interesting, I think. Whoever deploys in that bubble has got to try and protect it because that's a lot of victory points.
Got like a 6-inch gap as well, so you can really push for one side.
It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game. So let's go take a look at the armies. HQ and Warlord for the Death Guard today. We have a Praetor. This guy is equipped with a Paragon Blade, digital lasers and an Iron Halo. Second HQ choice is the Damocles Command Rhino, so allowing Ed to not scatter when coming in from deep strike. As we head over to troops, we have got a 10-man tactical squad, all equipped with their bolters. The sergeant has artificer armour, and they will be travelling around in the Rhino. So exactly the same loadout for the second squad, including the Rhino. Over to elites, we've got an apothecary, so buddying up with some of the tactical, the veterans, and providing them with Feel No Pain. This is the veteran squad. So in here there is a power fist, 2 power swords, a power axe and a melter gun, and they will be in the heavy support choice that is the Spartan. This has a flare shield. Next elite choice we have the Contemptor Dreadnought. This has a multi-melter and a power fist, so looking at coming up and causing me trouble. Next heavy support choice we have got the Leviathan Dreadnought Phosphex launchers. It has got the Siege Drill and it has got the Psychonic Melter Lance. And this will be riding around, or actually arriving on the battlefield, in the Crib Disc drop pod. This thing is lovely. All independent fire rockets across it, and then it does some nasty, horrible burn thing. So that is the 2,000 points of Death Guard. HQ and Warlord for the Ultramarines today. I am taking my Praetor that comes with a Paragon Blade. He is equipped in Tartarus Terminator armour. Next HQ choice, I'm taking my Chaplain with a Plasma Pistol, Artificer armour and the Refractor Field. Basically, he's in to give me rerolls in Assault. Over to troops, I am taking a 10-man tactical squad. In here there is a Nuncio Vox. Sergeant is upgraded to Artificer armour and comes with a power sword, and they'll be riding around in a Rhino. It's exactly the same loadout for the second tactical squad as well. So trusty troops, hopefully scoring me lots of points today. Into elites, I'm taking 2 quad mortars. No Phosphex. These guys have shatter shells and hopefully be laying me down fire. Next elite choice, I am taking my apothecary, so he will be joining my Praetor Chaplain and Invictarus Marines in the battle today. So these guys with their boarding shields, legatine axes, hopefully doing lots of damage in combat. Into fast attack, I am taking my 3 Scimitar jet bikes. In here there are 2 heavy bolters and a Volkite. Finally, into heavy support, I am taking my Spartan flare shield, armoured ceramite and auxiliary drive on this today. This will be transport for the Praetor, Apothecary, Chaplain and Invictarus Marines. Next, heavy support, we are taking my Scorpius Whirlwind, trusty vehicle, laying down me lots of fire for stuff like my Leviathan Dreadnought with its Seed Drill and its Grav Flux Bombard and its Phosphex launchers, hopefully doing me damage to the traitorous Death Guard today. So that is my 2,000 points of glorious Ultramarines. We have the Death Guard in the middle. It is Ed to go first. We've got the first of his very lovely Rhinos hunkered down on the edge of the bubble. Spartan, right 6 inches away from my lines. Happy days. Got the Command Rhino, we have the other Rhino, and we have the Contemptor all pushing up on the left-hand side of the battlefield. Now, my 2 deployment zones, I've got 12 inches here. So what I've done is I've got my Leviathan Dreadnought and 2 Rhinos with the tactical squads in, looking at pushing up this way, where I think at the moment Eddie's weakest. So we've got a Contemptor Dreadnought, should be able to pop it with a Leviathan. We've got a Rhino and the Damocles Command Rhino as well. 2 tactical squads hopefully should be able to deal with them. Now, I am fully aware of the big nasty Clory drop pod coming in with Ed's Leviathan in, so that's something we'll have to counter when that happens. Other deployment zone for my Ultramarines is here. We have my Spartan with my Praetor, my Invictaris guys and my Apothecary in, looking down at the other Spartan. That's really damn close. My Quad Mortars with a Shatter shells, 36-inch range, kind of takes them up to here, the middle of the crater. So this is the area of the battlefield that these guys are going to try and control for me. Hopefully popping me some tanks. Scorpius Whirlwind is here as well, again laying down fire. So that side has my Leviathan and my 2 Rhinos, and then this side is basically the main punch of the force. Now, it is Ed to go first, unless I can seize the initiative. So what I'm looking for now is the Geeks logo. Oh, it's a 5. The crib disc is in, it's landed, it hasn't scattered because it's in range of the Damocles Command Rhino. Leviathan Dreadnought is out, so obviously it can't assault, but it has got lance guns, and my poor Scorpius Whirlwind is in range. Spartan has moved up and moved round slightly, trying to get all 4 of its las cannon shots either at my Spartan or at the poor innocent quad mortars up in the building. These guys have stayed still, haven't they, Ed?
No, the Rhino just moved.
Oh, the Rhino's moved a little bit. It's drifted or wiggled, as Ed's patented movement goes. It's wiggled. Contemptor's moved up and over, looking at the Leviathan Dreadnought down here, and then really finally the only thing to move was the other Rhino down here, and that has backed up into the gap in between the buildings. So we've got a big threat up in that corner, and we've got the Contemptor down here, but yeah, it's that corner up there that's now starting to worry me. So Leviathan Dreadnought was a little bit of a waste of time getting out, because the crib disc has removed all the hull points from the Scorpius Whirlwind on its own. So it does a blast as it comes down, and then 2 of their rockets did it. Ed needed 2 6s and rolled 3 on 4 dice, so that's out of hull points. Thanks, Ed. Next to shoot will be the Spartan on Spartan. So needing 3s to hit, twin linked. Good thing that's twin linked, Ed. Oh, all but 1. And now we need 6s because I have a flare shield. Any 6s? We've got a 1, 3, and another 1 down here. My Spartan is okay. Next to shoot will be the Contemptor Dreadnought Melter, but I have Armoured Ceramite, so only 1 dice for that. So we need to roll to hit Ed, so that's a 3. Of course, Ed rolls a 6 because Ed likes his 6s. So this is Strength 8. Front armour of a Leviathan is 13. 5s to glance, 6s to pen. Me do maths good. No, it's a 3. Happy days. The Damocles Command Rhino is using his one-shot, basically orbital bombardment. It is Strength 8, AP 3, Ordnance, Lance. Just nasty. Oh, it's twin-linked as well, and it's barrage. So Ed has decided to place it onto the top of the Leviathan. But obviously, being twin-linked, he will get to re-roll if he doesn't like the result, which is 7 inches. So that's kind of like here. I'm guessing you're going to re-roll that, Ed?
Yeah.
Thought he might. Oh, that's even bigger. He's killed some bush, some stones, maybe a bit of the scenery. Good shot, Ed. So Ed is now trying to go into combat with Leviathan Dreadnought with his Contemptor. It's a 6-inch charge. Here come the dice. It's a 6. He makes it in. So here we go. Ed is going to need 4s to hit me. We are hitting at the same time. That is 3 hits. I am front armour 13. Ed
7.
is going to be... So he's going to be strength 10 because he's got a power fist on. So 3s to glance, 4s to pen, Ed. Wow, we have 2 penetrating, 1 glancing, but I do have my 4 up invuln save. Ed, which would like me to roll first? Glance?
Yeah, glance.
So glance first is saved.
2 pens.
2 pens. 2 pens have gone through. So what damage do we get? Go on then, Ed, roll them up. So here we go, on the damage table. It's a 4 and a 4, so that's 2 5s because it's +1. Yeah. So that is weapon destroyed. So on the damage table, 2 weapons destroyed. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Reroll 5 and 6s, just because it makes sense. So go on then, Ed, roll them, 2 of them up. What weapons do I lose? It's a 1 and a 2, so I lose my siege drill and I also lose my nipple flamers. However, the Leviathan is the same initiative, so I am going to hit him back. So now I need 4s, 4 attacks. I need 4s, 1 hit, only 1 hit, damn. But I am strength 10, front armour of the Contemptor Dreadnought is 13, so 3s to glance, 4s to pen. It's a 6, it's a penetrating hit, 5 up, invuln save, Ed.
6 up in combat.
Oh, 6 up in combat, you are quite right. 6 up, it's a 1. So what happens to this Contemptor? Here we go. It's an AP2 weapon, so I've now rolled a 1. So yay, it's just down a hull point. After what was quite a painful first turn, losing my Scorpius, not doing very well with my Leviathan Dreadnoughts, everything's on the move. The Rhino on the right-hand side has moved up, looking towards the centre ground, where the deployment zone is. The Death Guard got a Rhino and down his command Rhino to go through. My other Rhino was decided to go up and over the scenery, and then I rolled a 1. So that's immobilised. Brilliant. Leviathan Dreadnought still in combat, obviously, and really the only other thing to move was my Spartan, which has come forward. So the last cannon shots are going to be going in Spartan on Spartan-esque. Shatter shells from the quad mortars. Possibly one of these. 36 inches, though. I think it's only going to be the Damocles in range. I could throw them on the Spartan. I could throw them on the Leviathan Dreadnought, but they're a tougher target to kill. Leviathan is tempting. That daft drop pod is also tempting, because Leviathan get back in that and then disappear across the board. So do I try and pop the drop pod to stop the Leviathan getting back in? I think that might be the best course of action. Spartan has fired at the other Spartan and did a 1 hull point on that. It's a little bit disappointing. So I have decided to go with the shatter shells on the big stupid drop pod down here. This thing is armour 12. It has 5 hull points and it counts as hovering, which means it can jink. Brilliant. So 4 shots each for the shatter shell, strength 8, AP 4, but they do have sunder. So here we go. I need 3s to hit. 8 dice because there's 2 of them. So there's 3 misses there. 4s to glance, 5s to pen with a reroll for any misses. There's 3 6s. There's 3 pens. There's 1 4. Where's 1 glance and that reroll? Oh, that's another pen. So then, Ed, you've got 1 glance and 4 penetrating hits. How does that make you feel?
Awesome.
Makes him feel awesome. So Ed is going to roll the 4 up. Now what he's decided to do is take the cover save to save him jinking, so he doesn't have to snap fire next turn. So 4 up cover saves on the penetrating hits. All but 1. Seriously, Ed. And then the 1 glance, please, Ed. So the glance hits it and 1 penetrating hit. Now I can't destroy this thing, but what damage do I do? It's a 4. So that's crew shaken, stunned, jobby. Into assault phase, and Leviathan Dreadnought no longer has his nasty siege drill, so I'm now in his strength 8. Contemptor, front armour is 13. So I'm now needing 5s to glance, 6s to pen. But let's hit him first. 3s to hit.
4s to hit.
Ah, 4s to hit. 1 hit. So 5s to glance, 6s to pen. To glance, I will take that. 6 up save, Ed.
I'll take that.
And of course, Ed rolls a 6. Ed's turn to hit me back now, hitting on 4s. Oh, lovely. That's nice. I'll take that. 1 hit. 3s to pen, 3s to glance, 4s to pen. It's a glance. I get my cover save. It's a 6. Look at these lovely new Geeks dice. Amazing. Available on our store, don't you know? So at the end of turn 1, I think it's definitely advantage Death Guard at the moment. Spartan down 1 hull point. The drop pod down 2 hull points. Contemptor Dreadnought down 1 hull point as well. But my Leviathans damaged and stung. My Spartan is untouched. My Scorpius has gone. I do have some reserves coming on next turn that hopefully will help my Scimitar jet bike, so I can decide which what they're going to do when they come on. There's a nice big open side battlefield over there, so I'll have to look at that side. Ed has moved his Rhino up that was partnering up with the Damocles command tank to head off against my Rhino. We're having a Rhino off. That's probably going to go really slowly. Down here, the second of the Rhinos has moved out of the cover, heading up towards the Ultramarines lines. Spartan has stayed still. Now, anybody out there who's eagle-eyed will notice that Leviathan actually got out of the drop pod, but Ed did the flame thing as the drop pod came down, which means he wasn't allowed to disembark. But he didn't do anything last turn, so we've just counted it as getting out this turn now. So we have a Leviathan in the Ultramarines lines. Happy days. Contemptor versus Leviathan down there. That's going to be a slow ongoing combat, I think. I think it's time for Shatter shells to hit this Rhino down here for the Ultramarines. But we've got to survive lots and lots and lots of shooting from the Death Guard. The missiles from the drop pod have opened up at the quad mortars down here, but it was snap firing, but no damage done. Next thing to open up will be the Cyclonic Melter Lance off the Leviathan Dreadnought. Strength 9, AP 1.
Heavy 3.
Heavy 3. Damn. So he's going to shoot at the Spartan. So side armour is 14, so he needs his 3s to hit first.
2s.
Oh, of course, his Leviathan Dreadnought. He needs his 2s. Oh, 1's missed. Happy days. 2 hits. So he now needs 5s to glance, 6s to pen. It's a 4 and a cocked 6.
Oh!
House rules, Ed, you know that. That's not cocked. Damn it! So it's a 6. It is a penetrating hit on the Spartan tank. It's an AP 1, so it's +2 to whatever this roll is. It's a boom. It's a blown up Spartan as Ed does a little victory dance off camera. The Spartan has gone pop. But before I take this Spartan off, he is going to get a 5-up cover save because of the barricade. So here we go. 5 ups. It's a 6. Oh, it's saved. Oh, look, there's that lovely Geeks logo again. The Spartan is going to open up at the Spartan, so we need 3s to hit. Twin link, but we don't need that twin link. That's all good shooting from Ed. And then it's going to be 6s to glance. Ed's taking a long time. He's saying his little prayer. It doesn't work. Heavy bolters from the Spartan. Going into the quad mortars. Power of the machine spirit shots. Here we go. All hit. Beautiful. Strength 5 against toughness 7. 6s. No 6s. So that is everything shot. No real damage done. There was a scare down there with my Spartan, but luckily the shot bounced off the barricade. So it's straight into assault. 4s to hit my Leviathan. 4 dice. Here we go. 4s to hit. All but 1 has hit. Now, strength 8. Front armour is 13, so we need 5s, obviously. 5s. Oh, damn it. Contemptor to hit me back. Needing 4s. Oh, wouldn't you know it? All 3 of them, including 2 6s. Brilliant. So, 3s to glance, 4s to pen. 2 penetrating hits. 2 saves. Oh, there's that Geeks logo. Again. Available through our web store. Reserves are on for the Ultramarines. The Scimitar jet bikes have come on from the left-hand flank. I rolled a 2, so that's helpful. But they're going to try and get across up here. My Spartan has kind of ignored everything and moved up. So our idea is las cannon at the Spartan, other las cannon at the Rhino. Shatter shells here, possibly at the Leviathan or at that Rhino down there. Down in the bottom corner, this immobilised Rhino. I've rolled on my restore roll, my repair roll. I know that should be done in the shooting phase, but I did it now. And I've repaired it. I rolled a 6. Happy days. That can move next turn. Left everybody inside. This Rhino, however, I decided to ignore Ed's Rhino and go through the building and rolled a 1. So now that one's immobilised after repairing that one. Let's head over to shooting. Let's see if we can start popping some of this Death Guard stuff that's on the board. So, Spartan, las cannon, left-hand flank, opening up at the other Spartan. Need 3s with a reroll. Helpful. And then I need a 6 to glance. It's a 5. That's a very cocked dice. Let's reroll that. It's a 4, so that's nothing. So, but I'm going to fire the other one using Power of the Machine Spirit into the front armour of this Rhino. Needing 3s. Twin linked. 2 hits. Front armour 11, Ed. So I need 2s to glance, 3s to pen. It's a glance and a pen. So what does the pen do? It becomes a 3. So it's only down 2 hull points, but it's still alive. As Ed starts laughing manically in the background. So we might have to fire the shatter shells at it as well. So now it's turn for the quad mortars. The quad mortars are going to open up. 8 dice, needing 3s. Pretty much all hit apart from those 2. So quad mortar shatter shells are strength 8. So I need 3s to glance, 4s to pen. And that's cocked. Not that it's going to make much difference, but it is 2 glances and a pen. I can't really blow it up, but it's out of hull points, so there's going to have to be an emergency disembarkation. I'll roll anyway to see what I'd have done. 3. Straight back into the assault phase. Leviathan to go first. I'm hitting on 4s. I've only got 1 hit. Brilliant. So the 1 lonely hit on the Contemptor. I need a 5s to glance, 6s to pen. It's a 3, it's nothing. So now Ed's turn to hit. 3 dice. 4s. All but 1. That's not bad, Ed. 3s to glance, 4s to pen. It's a 6. We have a penetrating hit, but I do get my invuln save. Damn. That's a 1. So what happens to that penetrating hit? AP 2, so it's +1. Oh, of course, it's a 6. Damn that Death Guard logo. So the end of turn 2. Leviathan gone. Ed's lost a Rhino. It's quite painful. We've still got quite a lot sitting in our Spartans, waiting to come out and join into the fray. Yeah. Got 1 immobilised Rhino, 1 Rhino that's back in the game. But he has got a Contemptor Dreadnought staring at it now. Death Guard Noose is starting to tighten around the Ultramarines. Veterans obviously got out of their Rhino. They're not pinned. So they're here now, right by the side of the Spartan. Leviathan Dreadnought has moved over the top of the barricade. Ed learnt his lesson about that cover save in the last turn. So he's denying me that cover save. Yes, he's being that guy. The stupid drop pod thing, what's it called again? Charybdis, that's the one. Has moved. It's moved all the way over here. And then it's all these rockets can fire independently. It'll probably do that stupid burn thing again. It's generally quite nasty. Damocles Command Rhino has moved back. Still in the deployment area for the Death Guard. So still a denial unit sitting there. But he's obviously increased the range quite a lot to the Spartan. Rhino down here is now under threat from the Contemptor Dreadnought that has moved around, locking at its side armour. And then the other Rhino down here has kind of wiggled and is blocking the road. So if I do repair myself, I've got that Rhino to go through. Into the Death Guard shooting phase, the Contemptor Dreadnought has opened up with the Grav gun that's inside his Power Fist and the Melter. And 1 hull point done, and it's only a glance, so happy days over there. Next to shoot is the Charybdis. Now its rockets are independent, so how many are going into the quad mortars? Those 2 there going into the quad mortars, so here we go. 3s to hit, 1 miss. And then what's its strength, Ed?
Strength 6.
Strength 6 against toughness 7. 1 wound, that's 6 is a wound, so I get a 3 up armor save. I'm guessing not AP 1, so we get 3 up. Brilliant! Leviathan, with its heavy lance horribleness, is going to shoot out the side of the Spartan, hitting on 2s. There's a miss. Happy days. That's all. Yeah, I'll live with that. 1 miss.
9.
Strength 9, AP 1. Its side armour 40. 5s to glance. 6s to pen. It's a glance, and I don't get a cover save, so I've lost a hull point. So I'm down to 4 hull points on my Spartan. Spartan to shoot next, splitting fire. So one las cannon going in against the Spartan, other las cannon going up onto the quad mortars. I will get a 4-up cover save. So here we go then, Ed. Which one first? Spartan first. Ooh, 2 hits. 5s. No, 6s to glance. No, it's on the side armour. Damn it. 5s to glance, 6s to pen. It's another glance. So I'm down to 3 hull points now on my Spartan. Slowly chipping away at it. Next, the las cannons at the quad mortars. 1 hit, twin linked. 2 hits. 2s. 2 wounds. So I get 2 4-ups. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'll take that. Oh look, there's the Geeks logo again. Death Guard Assault Phase. Ed's going to roll this, even though he really can't fail. Oh, look! Contemptor's in. So the Contemptor's into the Rhino. Contemptor Dreadnought is to hit first. Here he comes, swinging in with his 4 dice. Hitting on 3s. 3 hits. This poor Rhino's only got 2 hull points left. Basically, it's ones... oh, look. That's a lot of damage. So we're out of hull points, but you've got 2 penetrating hits. Does it blow up? No. No, it doesn't, so I'm just out of hull points. Leviathan now into the Spartan. A 7-inch charge. You watch the Death Guard logos come up now. Oh yeah, there it is. So that's an 8 roll. So the Leviathan is into the Spartan. Leviathan is now going to swing its siege drill. My Spartan should go bye-bye here. So 5 dice on the charge. Yeah, they've all hit. And this is Armour Bane as well. So it's 2d6 per roll. So first one. Plus 10. So you need 4 and 2 dice. That's a pen. That's 1 pen. 2 pens. That's a massive pen. That was a 20. I'm counting. I'm counting. Don't worry. I can count. Just 3 pens. Spartans out of hull points. 4 pens. 1 more. And 5 pens. Wow. 5 penetrating hits. How big is this explosion going to be? It's an AP2, so he +1. Oh, there's a 6. There's a 6 over there. So the Spartan explodes. How far, Ed? How far is the explosion? 3 inches. So that's going to be some of your guys. Let's go work this out. The tactical squad that got blown out of their Rhino have moved 6. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. They're kind of just there, holding on to my deployment zone. Squad has stayed in that Rhino. I'm going to try and repair it in my shooting phase this turn. Down here, so I've split my Invictaris and my Praetor apart. Invictaris Marines and the Apothecary are heading this way. They're heading this way because this is the, well, this here, this 36-inch bubble is the deployment zone for the Death Guard. Need to concentrate on this because I need the victory points. The Praetor and the Chaplain are going to go into the Veteran squad, hopefully tying up, getting locked in combat maybe, killing quite a few off. That'd be good, rather than just killing them all off and just being left wide open. But Victaris implacable advance, and they are scoring units. The Scimitar jet bikes have moved up 24 inches. I have turbo boosted them. They are a denial unit, so I'm trying to get back into my own half maybe to try and deny, because obviously there's veterans in those Rhinos. Invictaris Marines heading up towards the Death Guard area. It's a tough one. This is going to grind out a loss probably, but I'm going to try and grind out a draw or a win. The Invictaris Marines have ran 1 whole inch. I have just rolled my repair roll for my Rhino. I needed a 6. Oh, there's that Geeks logo again. Amazing. So that's repaired. Brilliant. Can't do anything this turn. So the only thing really to shoot this turn will be the quad mortars all the way back there. I've got to measure it up because I actually think that this command Rhino is now out of range, which is kind of going to be my primary target. If not, I'm going to have to probably hit the drop pod again. Quad mortars we've measured up. That Rhino is massively out of range all the way down there, so it's going to have to be against the drop pod. So I need 3s, 8 dice. 3s. Oh, he's jinking. Oh. So here we go. Only 3 misses. I need 4s to glance. 1 glance, 1 whole glance, and Ed is jinking. So here we go then. This is the 4-up jink. which Ed makes. Damn. So no damage done. It's going to be straight over to assault then. It's going to have to be the Praetor and the Chaplain into the Tactical Marines. The Praetor with his Paragon Blade is going to go first. 5 attacks on the charge, hitting on 3s. They've all hit. Now I am also wounding on 3s. This is an AP2 weapon. It also has Murderous Strike as well. Oh dear. Ed, there's 3 6s in there. So that's 5 dead Tactical Marines. Chaplain is next to go. 4 dice, hitting on 3s with a reroll. Don't need that reroll. Now I'm wounding on 2s. So there are 3 more wounds. So Ed's got 3 3-ups to make. Otherwise we're adding to the casualty pile. 1 more pulled down. So that is 6 guys dead this round of combat. Death Guard Tactical Squad now to swing. It's only 4 guys left. That's pretty good. 2 hits. Nice. 2 wounds, but I have a 2-up save. 2-up save and you roll a Snake Eyes. That's brilliant. And the Apothecary's over here with the Invictara squad, so yay. So with the Snake Eyes roll, that's 2 wounds. I've decided to lose the Chaplain. First round of combat's over now, so I'm not going to get anything extra really, apart from the dice rolling. Yeah, that could have gone a bit better. So Ed has rolled. He's failed his leadership. On the initiative, he has rolled a 1. So I just need to roll this dice. They are dead. So this is it. This could be the killing blow for the Death Guard onto the Ultramarines. The Spartan has moved up. The squad inside are out. So they are a troop choice inside of the deployment zone. So that'll be 2 victory points. That's a denial unit, and that silly drop pod's moved up as well. So there's quite a lot of victory points going on in my line. The Leviathan Dreadnought is looking at Slay the Warlord. He's looking at the Praetor with the Paragon Blade. So that's more victory points down there. And the Apothecary's in that unit as well. So that'll be another victory point. So down this end in the deployment zone, the Contemptor Dreadnought is looking at the other Rhino, or maybe the Tactical Squad. Rhino's moved up into the deployment zone, and the Damocles is just causing a little bit of a roadblock. So I'm going to have to go through the building now that tank is repaired. If I roll another one, I think I might actually cry. So let's head over to shooting. Spartan and the Tactical Squad down here all opened up at the quad mortars. 3 wounds done, so the top gun and the spotter have gone. I've just got the 1 guy in there. He has passed morale though, so that's all good. Leviathan Dreadnought opened up with the Melter inside of the Siege Claw, killing off the Praetor. Instant jibbed him. Did not make the 5-up in one save thanks to Tartarus. Down here, the Contemptor Dreadnought opened up at the Rhino, taking off 2 hull points. And then 1 of the tactical guys died from the shots raining in from the Rhino and the Damocles. So it's going to be over to assault. That Contemptor is going to try and go back into the back of my Rhino, which will make me cry because I've literally just saved it from an immobilised assault, and now it's going to go blow it up with a Contemptor Dreadnought. Fun times. So the Contemptor Dreadnought did not make it in. He only rolled a 4, and we're now rolling for the Tactical Marines into the quad mortars. It's a 6-inch charge to take the whole building in. Oh, it's an 8. They're in. So the lone 1 remaining gun carriage crew member is going to strike first. It's 4s and 4s. It's just Marines versus Marines. 4s. Brilliant. It's a 1. And now Ed's going to roll about 50 million dice. So Ed has got 20 normal attacks. 4s and 4s. That's not too bad. It's probably about 50-50. So 4s again, Ed. 2 wounds?
4.
4 wounds. 4 saves. 4 3-ups.
I'm dead.
Oh. Damn it. So this side of the battlefield has now just been given over full control to the Death Guard, so we're concentrating on the centre ground. Scimitar jet bikes have moved up 12 inches, possibly maybe looking at shooting the Death Guard Rhino down there. My Rhino made it through the ruins, and I rolled a 6, that's good. So the guys have got out. all in the centre ground. Invictaris Marines and the Apothecary are joining them as well. We're trying to hunker down as much as possible. Tactical squad down there. I only rolled a 1 to move out of that crater. So change my tack. They were going to go into combat with the Damocles Command Rhino, but they're going to go into the Rhino containing the tactical squad over there. So there isn't going to be much shooting. I don't know. It's going to be a 4-up cover save for that Damocles for shooting through my own unit. So I might give it a whirl. I think the Volkite can hurt it, and I think the Heavy Bolters can as well, but it's going to be a big old cover save. And then it's going to be into assault with the tactical squad down there. So my Scimitar jet bikes are going to use their Heavy Bolters. We're going to try and glance this Rhino down there. So I need 3s to hit. Okay, all but 2. And then I'm going to need 6s because I am strength 5, front armour 11. I need 6s. Let's see that Geeks logo. There's 1. So here we go then. 4-up cover save for Ed. No, it takes a glance. Now we've got the Volkite. So final gun from the Scimitar jet bikes to fire will be the Volkite. This is 4 shots needing 3s. 3 hits. So this is strength 6. 5s to glance, 6s to pen. 2 more glancing hits. Ed's got 2 more 4 cover saves. Otherwise, this Rhino is out of hull points. It's gone bye-bye. So at the end of the shooting phase, that Rhino has gone. And that's really the only thing to open up. So I'm now left with a choice. Do I assault over here with these tactical Marines? If I was to go into combat and destroy that Rhino, the tactical Marines that are inside would come out, which would give Ed 2 victory points. So if me destroying that Rhino would give him 2, where currently he only gets 1. I think I'm not going to assault with that tactical squad. Tactical squad have stayed still, securing the 2 victory points down there. The Leviathan Dreadnought has backed up as well, getting himself into the deployment zone. Spartan has turned round, looking at laying fire down on all the Victaris Marines. Ed, being the douchebag that he is even taken his Praetor out just to get that extra juicy victory point. And then down this end of the battlefield, tactical squad are out of the Rhino, looking at my tactical squad. And then the Contemptor has stayed still, looking at meltering the arse end of my Rhino through a building. I'm surprised he hasn't moved forward and going into assault.
No, Ed wants the victory point.
Ed wants the victory point, of course he does. First thing to shoot was the drop pod into the Invictaris squad with its rockets. Ooh, Ed, 3 1s.
1 save.
1 save. It's a 2-up. Oh, there's our Geeks logo again. So that's a save. What's next, Ed?
2 sets of quad lads into the Invictaris squad.
Oh, quad las cannons into the Invictaris squad. A little bit of overkill, personally, but you know. Oh, 2 misses. Twin links. 2 misses. 2 ups to wound me. So it's down to the boarding shield save. So it's a 6-up invuln save, but I do have feel no pain because my apothecary's there. Oh no, strength 9. So I don't get my feel no pain. Damn it. So 6 ups. Oh, 2 are dead. Next thing to shoot will be the Contemptor Dreadnought into the butt of the Rhino. Grav weapon first Ed has chosen to shoot with. I can't see that, Ed. That's a 1. That's a miss. Really, man. I need to teach these people about rolling on camera. And then the Melter. Melter, here we go. 2s, it's a hit. 1d6 because of the range.
Armor?
I've got Armour, Ceramite and Flesh Shield on the butt of my Rhino. Not really. Oh, that'll be a pen.
That's a 4-up cover save.
4-up cover save. Oh, it makes it. The Rhino survives. And then it's going to be the tactical squad. I'm guessing next, Ed?
Yeah.
Tactical into tactical squads. So here we go. Tactical Marines. 20 dice. Ed's got these in 2 hands. And drops one on the floor. Just shocking behaviour. It's a hit. Damn it. So, let's take all those misses out. 15 hits. 15 of them. Here we go. Force to wound. So I now need to make 7 3-ups. Come on. Yeah, that's fine. I thought did that sting, Ed?
I did.
So now Ed's rolled with the Rhino bolters. He's rolled double 6 to hit. So 4s to wound. No wounds. Rhino's moved up. Tactical Squad have moved up. Invictus Marines have stayed still. They've passed their morale check, so they're okay. Cemetery jet bikes, I've moved them up a little bit. They're still in this deployment zone bubble, but they've got good shots on the back end of that Rhino there. The Tactical Squad are looking at wiping out the other Tactical Squad, removing 3 victory points from Ed if I pull this off. So let's head straight to shooting. So the Cemetery jet bikes with the heavy bolters into the back end of that Rhino. 3s to hit. 3 misses, so only 3 hits, and the back armor is armor 10. I'm 5, so 5 to glance, 6 to pen. There's 1 pen. Ed does have a 4 up cover save. That's cocked. I'm calling that as cocked. It's a 1. It's a hull point, but then we've got the Volkite to hit. So this is 4 dice. It is strength 6, hitting on 3s. All but 1 have hit. So I'm now glancing on 4s, penetrating on 5s. 2 penetrating hits, 1 glancing hit. Glance first, Ed, please. The glance is saved. 2 penetrating hits. 1 has gone through, so that's 2 hull points left. What do I do with the Volkite? 5. Weapon destroyed, so I'll take the bolters off it, but it's still alive. So do I do a disorganised charge once I've shot with the Tactical Marines and do a couple of hits on the Rhino and then the rest on the squad? Decisions. Bolt pistols time for the Tactical Marines. So 10 dice, hitting on 3s. 4 misses, so 6 hits. Wounding on 4s. So Ed has got 4 saves to make. Otherwise, we've got 4 dead Tactical Marines. We have 4 dead Tactical Marines. Oh dear, Ed. So, into assault phase. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to do a disorganised charge. So, I'm going to go in. I'm going to have to put 3 guys onto this Rhino, because I don't get my extra dice for charging though. So, that's only 1 dice each. And they're going to need 6s to glance. But it's got 1 hull point left. So, if I do it, that's gone. Then the rest of the tax onto the Tactical Squad. If I kill that off, that's 3 victory points for Ed denied. And then we've only got the Contemptor scoring in this half of the deployment. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. So the guys are going to go in. Ed, are you going to overwatch me? I'm guessing you're going to. Overwatch shots from the Death Guard. Here we go. 6s. Oh, 3. 3 hits. That's not bad rolling there, Ed. 1 wound. 1 3 up. Oh! Pulls a Marine down. Tactical Marines have got a 5-inch charge because of the 2 inches coming out of cover. It's 5. They're in. I've put 3 attacks on the Rhino and then the rest against the Tactical Marines. So, 3 attacks. Hitting on 3s. All have hit. Now I need 6s to glance. I only need 1 6. Oh, no glances. So that Rhino's fine. And then we're going to move over to the Tactical guys. 4 attacks now from the other remaining Tactical Marines onto the Death Guard Tactical Marines. Hitting on 4s. 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. I'd say that one's a little bit cocked, Ed. So we've got 1 wound. So we've only done 1 wound, but I do have my 2 attacks on my Sergeant to go in. Now Ed has issued a challenge, which I've accepted. So that's Sergeant on Sergeant. That's Artificer armour. 2? Yep, 2, mate. 2 3 ups. Oh, 2 more dead Death Guard. And then I've got my Power Sword guy to do. So hitting on 4s. Both have hit. And wounding on 4s. 1 wound. So Ed has got 1 2 up save to make. And he's fine. So these are the Sergeant rolls. 2 hits. 2 wounds. Seriously, Ed, what's going on with your dice all of a sudden? 2 wounds. Artificer armour, he's perfectly fine. So next to go will be the remaining Tactical guys, including the 2 that have already been killed because of the same initiative step. 3 6s. That's shocking. 4s to wound me. 3 wounds. 3 wounds. Here we go. 1 dead. So Ed loses combat. Ed needs to make leadership now. It's 8. Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, they're all good. We're locked in combat. And with that, that is the end of the game. We've totted up the victory points. It is 13 victory points to 5. It is a win for the Death Guard. They just I don't think steamroller us because we've kind of swapped deployment zones. I would say we're now in the middle, and the Death Guard are pretty much on the left-hand flank. Let's head over to the post-game review. So then, guys, on to the post-game review. That was good fun. It's nice to get Ed back on the channel with his lovely, lovely Death Guard. You're going to get questions about your rhinos, Ed. Do you want to cover that now before we start?
Both my rhinos were done using a Deimos pattern, a repressor, the Suspect one. It's currently out of production, but we're hoping it's coming back soon. And various kits from like Predator pieces, Forge Worlds, Dozer blades and stuff.
And how much is each rhino in money?
The newest one was £112 to make.
Yeah, don't do it. Just buy the normal rhinos. They're fine.
Cool.
They do look cool. Your rhinos do look good. So anyway, so now we've covered that off. Yeah, that was a good fun game. Your crib deck is vile.
The crib disc, I've said it's the year of the crib disc, and it is. Really like it as a transport. Very, very good. Very imposing. It's a big model.
It is a huge model.
And really, really intimidating once it goes down. Even more so when the Leviathan comes out.
We've been talking off camera, and the fact that you could, put your Primarch in there and your like Gulliman in there and the Invictaris Marines, and they can come down, burn face, and then they can get out and assault neck the turn after. Or it can come on empty, pick up units and just go boop.
Yeah, not being restricted, you can keep moving around with it. And say it goes into hover mode and could disrupt a lot. It's quite cool.
It's very cool. I know it's a really, really nice miniature. But anyway, over to this game. How do you think it went then, Ed?
Yeah, I mean, also we played ambush, and I deployed in the centre, so I was being ambushed by this over-empowering Ultramarine force, which appeared, and then actually realised that they were the ones that had been ambushed as my crib disc come crashing down and releasing right into his deployment zone. So from like turn 1, I was just going, like gaming straight at him, abandoned my deployment zone, just went straight for it. It was interesting. The right flank, I would have liked a bit more support on that, but I didn't have the flexibility I wanted in this one.
No, it's kind of I think from a narrative point of view, I think it's kind of like you'd laid a trap. So the Ultramarines saw the Death Guard sitting there going, right, let's go and ambush them. But the Death Guard were like, no, if you come towards us, we're going to ambush you. And that's kind of how it went. I don't think that deployment helped this mission. I don't think ambush helped this one at all, because I'm automatically at a disadvantage because I've got 2 deployment zones. And then Ed can score points in both of them, and I've just got this big circle blob in the middle that I need to get my troops into. But Ultramarines, oh boy, do I miss my Phosphex.
To be fair, I mean, obviously with my Leviathan, I didn't fire my Phosphex once.
No, you didn't. Your Phosphex launcher. I never got a chance to fire my Phosphex launcher.
I did time up. To be fair, that was the most luckiest combat ever. To get a Contemptor in which the idea was just hold him up for a couple of turns and try and get some more support in later. Hopefully, I was going to bring the Cribdiso back over and drop a Leviathan on Leviathan. But luckily, the Contemptor ripped off the siege drill in its first round of combat, which really turned the tide for me.
It did,
and allowed me to weather the storm and then slowly eat through your back line.
Yeah. Giggity. So yeah, me losing my siege drill hurt, because that Contemptor shouldn't have survived as long as it did. Let's face facts, that siege drill should have ripped it a new one, but it didn't, because it was flailing around with no arm and trying to kick it and headbutt it and stuff. Invictaris squad, I think splitting them off, and the Praetor and the Chaplain probably saved me a little bit. I think if I'd have gone in as a big blob into your tactical squad, the Leviathan would just come over and just murdered them.
I think you've been 3 points down that, because you splitting those off at that time allowed you to put 2 points on the Apothecary into my deployment zone. I needed still to go for Slay the Warlord, so I had to go and commit something. The only thing I had available was the Leviathan. But yeah, I think splitting off was the better choice. Yeah,
and I think it came down that last round of combat up in the corner where I was trying to get your Rhino and your Tactical Marines in one round. That was the last turn of the game, and that would have got rid of 3 victory points. It'd have been like 10-7, which is a little bit closer, but it's still been a loss.
Yeah, I mean, it was for me. Obviously, leaving them inside, that was the big tactical thing. Was I knew that you had to try and crack that Rhino, which then releases an extra victory point for me. Which was you couldn't stop that from happening. So obviously rolling that out, it was a gamble to try and see if I could break you and make you run. I didn't.
Nope.
I didn't manage to pop the Rhino with my melter. Because obviously ruin save doesn't help. But I think tactically the idea of just keeping that size and try and push that on was definitely worked to my advantage, and then kind of work my way.
Yeah.
To be fair, I worked against your strongest side rather than I could have just come to this end and just table that side and hold up there.
Yeah.
But instead, I put everything into that big section and kind of like led away. I think was the key thing for me.
Yeah, I think units of the game for the Ultramarines. I'm almost tempted to say, I don't know actually. My speeders actually did something today because I've used them as outflank again. They've come on. They've destroyed your Damocles command rhino. They had pops at the other rhino, taking off a couple of hull points.
I don't know. I really think. Well, I say you realistically looking at it, I think maybe you're right. Maybe they're the better.
Yeah,
one.
I think they, because normally I've faced Ed before with them, and they start on the board and they
die,
and they die horribly. But they've actually done something in that game again, so that's good. I've started using them slightly differently.
But I think because the way you use them before, you use them with Gulliman, you normally make them a scoring unit. So
I
they
do.
become more of a threat in this. They're a denial unit, it's only worth 1 point, so I kind of ignored them and try and focus on the 2 pointers, try and bring those down. I was actually going to ignore your weapons batteries.
Yeah.
I was just going to ignore them, and then they started taking hull points off things, and I was like, right, just get them done.
They need to die.
Yeah, just kill them. But it was really the last thing in that deployment zone I went for.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like everything had committed at that point, everything was in. So I thought I may as well just wipe them out and spread out and try and gain some victory points.
And I've got to say, I think unit of the game for the Death Guard, I think it's your drop pod. I'm sorry. It's imposing. The rockets were just firing left, right, and centre.
Independent firing on every single one is brilliant. You have those options. Every section is covered. Strength 6, there's nothing to really might be worried about on your heavy armoured stuff. But things like Deimos Rhino or Scorpius Whirlwind, they're just going to have a crack at that all day
I forgot
long.
about that. Losing a Scorpius Whirlwind in turn 1 was quite painful.
Yeah, drop down, burn, and then fire the points in worked really well.
Yeah, you didn't even need to do anything else apart from burn it, was it?
Yeah.
I think. I don't know if you can hear it on camera, but it's just started raining, so that's the tears of Gulliman now falling.
And there are many, many tears.
There is.
It was really good. I think for me, Charybdis was good. Leviathan was great. But I honestly think, hands down for me, it actually be the Contemptor.
Yeah.
The Contemptor holding up that section. I mean, realistically, that Leviathan was going to walk into the middle, and then sit in the middle holding against those points. And I was so lucky, just rip off the arm, and then spend the next couple of turns just beating it to death.
Yeah, and I forgot that the gun inside the gauntlet is... I forgot to overwatch with that when he went in, so that's my own...
I forgot to fire the graviton gun.
Yeah, you did.
So we'll go equal on that one.
So we got an equal forget, but that could have helped when he was charging in. But yeah, that was a really good game. Like I said before, it's great to get Ed back on the channel.
It's been fun.
It's been fun. Yeah, it has been a fun game. So please leave us a like. It does help out the channel. Leave us a comment. What do you think of that drop pod? Have you got one? Do you want to get one? They are expensive in points. So with a Leviathan, I think we were at about 600 points with Leviathan in. They're not cheap, but God, they're good.
This year is the year of the Charybdis. Not gonna lie.
You've heard it here first. It is the year of the Charybdis.
Yeah, I've been saying this since I started this December last year, and I'm like, this year is going to be all about this. The drop pod, the main Dreadnought drop pod, went off sale while the mold's being repaired or whatever they're retooling or whatever they're doing reboxing. But I'd already committed to the Charybdis, and I said, realistically, it's a lot of points, but once you start using it, every single person has the same thing, which is like, it needs to die. It is a big distraction piece, but it also can really bring the goods when you need it.
Yeah, I mean, Ed's the reason I went and brought a glaive instead of a Fel blade. So I brought a glaive, thanks to Ed. Maybe I need to go buy a drop pod.
You need a Charybdis.
Maybe. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please leave us a comment. It'd be great to hear your feedback, and we'll see you on the next one.